Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good
Good morning.
morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So, what was discussed in the last class?
Applications of probability and statistics.
Okay,
Sir, some real life example of probability.
okay,
And sampling.
right. So, today we are going to discuss the probability, starting with the basic preliminary concepts. Okay, I mean, those parts that you have already read in your plus two or high school level. Okay, we'll start with that and we gradually will discuss one by one. Okay, so just a minute, let me share the PPT. Okay, that would be better to cover the preliminary things. Okay, can you able to see the PPT?
Yes, sir. Sir.
Okay, all right. Let me start with this. Okay, so as I have already told you that this semester we are not going to discuss the advanced things. Okay, this course is designed in such a manner that you will get the basic fundamental knowledge related to random variables. Okay, so just a minute. Let me share you the course outcome or course file. Then you can understand what are those things that we need to discuss. Okay, let's have a discussion on that. Okay, I'll touch all those points, and while discussing in detail during the semester, we'll discuss one by one. Okay, so for the time being, let me share you the course handout. Is it visible or no? No, screen was
No.
stopped. Okay, just a minute. Now, can you able to see a Word file?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, I'll share this. Okay, with you, and this is your course handout. Okay, so here, okay, look at this. We'll start with descriptive statistics. Okay, that means mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance. Okay, skewness, kurtosis, those basic fundamental things. We'll start with those things, and also we'll discuss some terms related to already known or maybe newly known. Okay, for example, histogram, pie charts, those things are known to you, but tree, leaf, those things are not, maybe not known to you. Okay, so we'll discuss that. That is coming under the category of descriptive statistics. Okay, then we start with probability, and in probability we'll have the sample space, you know that, events, properties of probability, conditional probability, independent events, and various different types of events. Okay, accordingly we'll find some problems related to the preliminary level problems that you have already done in your high school level. Okay, so this first part of unit 1 is very much known to you. Okay, so we will try to discuss this one in a quick manner, not in the elaborated manner. Okay, in order to save some time. So you read the basic things. If you have doubt, we will discuss over here. Okay, next, the actual thing starts with this random variable. What is random variable? How do you classify them? What is the probability distribution? And then various types of distribution, various types of discrete distribution, various types of continuous distributions. Okay, so in discrete case we will have a discussion on binomial, negative binomial, hypergeometric, Poisson. ओके, क्या है ये सारी चीजें मैं बताऊंगा डिटेल में, अभी बस दिखा रहा हूँ ऐसे. ओके, so actual thing starts over here. Okay, next, Your unit 2 consists of continuous distributions, namely your unit 1 2 3 wait, continuous कहाँ है सब, नाम ही नहीं दिया है, छोड़ो. So let me name a few. In continuous, you'll find the most important one, that is normal distribution or Gaussian distribution. Okay, we will have exponential distribution. We will have uniform distribution. Okay, uniform distribution you will get in both the cases, in discrete as well as in continuous. Okay, next we will have a, I mean, overview of how do you construct a distribution, a probability function out of a simple function. Okay, so in that context I'll discuss gamma and beta distribution. आपने gamma and beta function पढ़े होंगे, right? Have you read in second semester gamma function, beta function?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How do you define the gamma function? Gamma of n. How do you define gamma of n?
N plus 1 factor.
That is property. Definition. Gamma of n plus 1 is n factorial. Okay, that's fine. But how do you actually define gamma of n plus 1 is, or gamma of n you can say integration 0 to infinity.
e to the power minus x, x to the power and minus 1. वो sir,
Yes,
d to the
exactly.
dx. Okay, sir.
Exactly. Remember, whatever transformation, okay, we are talking about every time. Okay, if you look of this, I mean, if you observe this definition of gamma function, if you observe the definition of Laplace transform, if you observe the definition of Fourier transform, other transforms are also there. Z transform, wave transform. Okay, those transformations are nothing but some improper type of integral which will be difficult to handle. Okay, so we name them in terms of transformation. Okay, or we define in terms of functions. This gamma function is one sort of thing. Okay, so that is your gamma function. So I will tell you how, I mean, if a function is known to you, how do you define the corresponding probability distribution? Okay, we'll discuss there. Okay, next we will have where it is. Yes, other continuous probability distributions. Now, okay, then we have this one, jointly distributed random variables. When I say jointly distributed means more than one random variables will be there, maybe two, three, or more than that. Basically, here we are going to discuss two random variables. Okay, the idea can be extended to 3, 4, and n number of random variables as well. Then we went for the mean, covariance, and correlation. Okay, then we will come to the other part. I'm telling you other part because, okay, in probability, remember this is the basic difference. Okay, in probability, the distribution, or you can say we will discuss the theoretical concepts, and we try to solve problems based on that concept. Okay, am I audible properly, or is there any noise sort of?
No, no, sir. It's clear.
Okay, simultaneously so many classes are going on, so it may happen that you may face some noise. Okay, so in that case tell me, I'll repeat the things. Okay, that is why I'm talking very slowly and properly. Okay, so thing is that I was discussing something. Yes, thing is that, listen, try to understand the concept here. Okay, I want to differentiate the statistics with probability in a very major. I'm going to draw a major line. What is that? You can distinct those things in a manner like, number one, when we talk about probability, okay, in probability we know the distributions. I mean, theoretical concepts are designed, this distributions, binomial, Poisson, geometric, जो आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पर अभी screen में, ठीक है, those are all theoretical concepts developed in probability. Okay, and with the help of this distribution we want to solve several types of problems. Okay, coming under a single class of or single category, we call that class or category as distribution. Okay, next, on the other hand, in probability only you have available with data. Okay, जो कल समझाया था, I mean whatever I have discussed in the last class, population to sample and sample to population, I am again around that. Okay, when I say population to sample means in probability you know the distribution. Okay, and you are trying to solve a particular type of problem, or you want to find the probability of some sort of samples out of it. Okay, on the other hand, if you go to statistics, remember distribution is not known to you. Okay, distribution is not known. You will have provided with only the data points. Okay, and in those cases there are few methods which will be efficient enough to infer or conclude something over the data or infer the information out of it. Okay, and here after correlation जो आप देख रहे हो, distribution of sample mean, it starts with statistics. Okay, statistics starts from here. Distribution of sample mean, point estimation, method of point estimation. So basically there are three types of methods we will use in general. Number one, point estimation. That means we want to estimate the parameter over a point, just like yesterday case. Have I given you the example of average mean, I mean midsem marks of this class of 10 students? Have I given that? No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at that time I have given you a fixed point, like mean is 15 or 18, yes or no? So it's a particular value, point estimation. If I give you an interval that the mean value will be within 15 to 17 or 15 to 18, then it is going to be on the other side, I mean confidence interval. And third thing is testing of hypothesis. Okay, so इस तरह से हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं. In this manner we are going to do this semester. Okay, so in this context, textbook. I hope when you will be offline here, I mean when you join this university in offline mode, you are going to get this book. Okay, hard copy obviously, but till then I'll provide you the soft copy of this book. Okay, this is a very good book. Practice the problems from this book. There are so many real life practical problems will be given. Try to practice each type of problem, because each problem you cannot do. Okay, each type of problem can be done. Okay, so try to solve different types of problem from this Devore book. I'll share you the soft copy of this. And here we have given 1.1, 1.2. That means the section number have been given, which will be there in your syllabus. Everything is not there in the syllabus. Okay, and for the later part, I mean for point estimation, for statistical part, we will refer this Advanced Engineering Mathematics by Erwin Krasik. Okay, there is a small book, small part of this book was there. Okay, from where we will discuss this chapter 25, half of that portion. Okay, moreover, you can refer another book as a reference book. Okay, if you want, I'll provide you some other books as well for reference. Okay. Okay, so here I have mentioned 2 3 books, okay, as a reference books. Okay, DeVore and Advancing in Mathematics was there as your textbook. Okay, and this DeVore 7th or 8th edition is your reference textbook. Okay, the other editions you can use as a reference book. Okay, and remember your questions will come directly from this book only, this textbook only. Okay, data may change, that means probability इधर उधर कर देंगे, number इधर उधर कर देंगे और questions उसी तरह से आते हैं. Okay, and another one is Fundamental of Probability and Statistics for Engineers, John Valley. Okay, all right, so let us start with the preliminary concepts of probability. Okay, I hope you know the things, but still I have given you the book definition. Okay, it depends on you how do you understand the things. Okay, so what do you understand by an experiment? Okay, yes, tell me. Experiment is an act or process that leads to a single outcome which cannot be predicted with certainty. I mean, experiment we call it as any event where the outcomes are known, but which single outcome appear will, I mean, that is not been predicted with certainty. Okay, and that is known as your experiment. Then what is random experiment? Anyone?
So the ones whose outcome we already know, like what are the possible outcomes of this experiment? Maybe, for
Okay.
example, like roll the dice because we know that the outcome will be 1 to 6 only.
Hmm.
So, uh, like that.
Okay.
So
Any other
like
modification?
it can be defined as a uh, sir, a procedure of trial.
Hmm.
So like in which sir like sir outcomes are well defined and we can like do it like repeatedly.
Okay. So look at this. As for the book, we'll find that an experiment E is said to be random if it satisfies the following conditions. What are those? All the outcomes of the experiment are known in advance. This thing you have covered. It is impossible to predict which outcome will occur at a particular performance. This you have covered. E can be repeated infinite number of times. Yes, ये जो आपने बोला ये भी सही है. Okay, under the identical and uniform conditions. What I mean to say is that every time if a fair coin is tossed, it's every time the possibility will be either head or tail. आप एक बार करो, 100 बार करो, 1000 बार करो, कॉइन खड़ा सिर्फ टॉलीवुड में होता है या फिर मूवीज में. ओके, सो रियल लाइफ में if you are going to toss a coin, it's going to be either head or tail. Okay, rightly given another example by your friend that throwing a die. Okay, we know the faces. Okay, so either one of the face will appear. Maybe you try once, twice, or maybe 100 times. Okay, so this is the basic difference between experiment and random experiment. Okay, all right, so next, what do you understand by event? एक्सपेरिमेंट हो गया, अब इवेंट क्या है?
सर मतलब
Sir,
केस ना जो मतलब
sir,
Uh,
like something that happens like usually or unusually.
not exactly. See, probability में आप हमेशा लिखते हैं ना probability of the event E.
So one of the cases of an experiment
Not cases, outcomes.
outcome, yes, sir.
Okay, observation. So a result of an experiment or observation is called as event. Okay, and we usually denote the events by capital letters, right? Then what about simple events?
Sir, like event in which only one outcome is there.
Huh. A simple event means you cannot, I mean, again, what break it into simple events. Okay, it cannot be broken into again smaller parts. For example, let me put it in terms of example, then it would be very much clear. Suppose that the die is thrown. Okay, what is the probability of getting odd numbers?
Three.
What is the probability of getting probability I'm talking about? Possibilities नहीं बोला हूँ event का. Probability पूछ रहा हूँ directly.
1/2.
0.5.
Sir,
1/2.
1 by 2.
1/2.
कैसे हुआ? देखो. ओके, इसके लिए मुझे थोड़ा सा बोर्ड का यूज करना पड़ेगा. इट्स नो हार्म. ओके, डोंट वरी. पुरानी चीजें हम लोग रिकलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. Just give me a minute. Let me open the Jamboard. Okay. Is the board visible?
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, when I say one coin is tossed, your sample space consists of the faces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So, what is S mod? That is 6. And let me define A.
One coin.
Hmm?
One coin is tossed.
Sorry, one die is rolled, ना?
Dice.
One die.
Dice case. Okay. मैंने क्या पूछा था?
सर आपने कॉइन कह दिया था शायद गलती से.
ओके, कोई बात नहीं. ओके, ऐसे आप डिस्टर्ब करते रहना, ठीक है? तो मुझे लगेगा कि आप सुन रहे हो. ओके, कोई बात नहीं है. So thing is that one die is rolled. So the possibilities are either of the faces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So S mod is 6. ये बचपन में करते थे आप, right? And A, I am putting it as odd number appear. Okay. So what are the possibilities in this case? I mean, what are the numbers included in A? Odd number कौन है?
3, 5.
135.
1, 3, and 5. So what is A mod?
3.
3. Then what is probability of A?
1/2.
अब सबको लिए क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Someone
sir.
has told, someone has answered 3, someone has answered 0.75. Is it okay? 0.5 सबके लिए?
Yes, sir.
This
Yes,
thing
sir.
you have done in school. Okay. Now, this is a simple event. Okay. Or compound event. So remember, how do we define the simple event? A simple event is an event of an experiment which cannot be decomposed further into more simpler outcomes. Okay, the example that I have given is a case of compound event. ये जो example है ये compound event का है, because odd number for individually we can find the probability. We will get 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6. We will add them. It will be 3 by 6 and ultimately 1 by 2. Okay. If I say what is the probability of getting 1? What is the probability of getting 1?
1 by 6.
6.
1 by 6. So now this cannot be broken or decomposed further. So this is your simple event. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So simple event is the event which cannot be decomposed further, whereas compound event is the joint occurrence of two or more simple events. For example, if two dice are rolled, you might have done some problems like this. Okay, let me recollect. Let me revise those things. Okay, suppose two dice are rolled, and I'll ask you, what is the probability that the sum of the two faces is 7? Do you know that? I mean, have you faced those things? कुछ याद आ रहा है या नहीं?
Yes, sir.
I don't want the answer.
The sum of the faces or just faces?
Sum of the two faces will be 7.
हाँ सर ये तो है.
Okay, sum of the two faces is 9, 12, at least 10, at most 10. याद आ रहा है?
Yes sir, yes.
Yes, sir.
Those are all examples of compound events. Okay, so simply जो further break किया जा सकता है that is compound, जो further break नहीं किया जा सकता that is simple. Okay, in this manner you need to understand. All right, next, what do you understand by sample space? I have already given the example here.
All possible occurrences.
Yes, the set of, not all. Okay, set of all possible outcomes of an experiment. Okay, is called sample space. When you consider an experiment, whatever the possible outcomes will be there, we call it as, if we take the collection of all those things in terms of a set, we call that set as sample space. Okay, next we have different types of events. So starts with impossible event. Impossible event.
Whose probability is 0. The event.
Yes, the event which won't occur. Okay, that means if I ask you, okay, write a month name, okay, or find the probability of a month which consists of 20 days or maybe 35 days. Okay, a year with 400 days. So any event which is vague, not possible, not feasible, okay, we call it as impossible event, which probability is absolutely 0. No doubt about it. Complement. Complement means impossible का opposite कौन होगा? Certain event. बोलो. Yes. So chances of occurrence is 100%. Okay. So event that will occur definitely is called certain event. Next, the crucial one, mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive events.
Two events whose chances of occurring are independent from one another.
Come again.
Two events whose chances of occurring are independent from one another.
Then what is independent event?
Sir, sir, mutually are those events, sir, which are cannot be happen simultaneously together.
Okay.
The
Independent. बोलो.
union of all the mutually exclusive events is sample space.
Hmm,
The union of all the mutually exclusive experiments is sample space.
Is it true in every cases? No. ओके यहाँ पर 3 चीजें जाननी है. नंबर 1, किसी ने बोला, आई थिंक इट्स, लेट मी ओपन. अभिषिक्ता म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव एंड इंडिपेंडेंट को मर्ज कर दिया. ऐसा यूजुअली बच्चे करते हैं. ओके, एंड let me share the definition first, then I'll come to independent. Okay, try to differentiate among those two. Mutually exclusive events means those two events which occurrence of one will be completely, or you can say mathematically, the intersection will be phi, empty. There is no intersection between the two mutually exclusive events. Okay, so whose occurrence of one preludes the occurrence of the other. Okay, mathematically इस चीज को आप याद रख लो, that when A and B are mutually exclusive, okay, your intersection will be phi or empty. Reverse, if intersection is empty, then A and B are mutually exclusive. Okay, okay, next, exhaustive events. Exhaustive event अभी definition जो आपने बोला था वही है. What is that? Union of all the events will create the sample space. Okay, a set of events is said to be exhaustive events if it contains all the outcomes of the random experiment. That means if you put the union of all those events, you will give rise to S, the sample space. Okay, now I am going to combine those above two things. That means, what do you understand, or when do you say that the events are mutually exclusive and exhaustive? Think about it. It's not that difficult. Mutually exclusive and exhaustive.
So like event one is A1 and then second one is A2. So A1 intersection A2 intersection A3 till AN, it will be 5, and A1 union A2 union all the union of the events, it will be the sample space.
Okay.
Then these events are mutually exclusive and exhaustive.
Good. Okay. Very good.
Sir,
Yes.
the like the two events which are going to be happen, but both can or cannot occur at the same time. मतलब कि one of them must occur. तो यही होगा ना?
हाँ वो होगा, बट वहां पर आपको मेंशन ये भी करना पड़ेगा that the union of the events will form the sample space.
Okay sir.
Okay. All right. स्नेह, आपने बोला था आंसर?
Yes sir.
Could you repeat?
Yes sir. Sir, let A1 A2 A3 A2 A3 till AN be the events.
The events.
So then such that A1
Continue.
such that A1 intersect. Sorry.
You continue.
Yeah. Intersect. Yes. intersection till AN is equal to 5,
Hmm.
and also A1 union A2 union A3 till union AN, it will be equal to sample space. Then these events are called to be mutually exclusive and exhaustive events.
Okay. All are agree with this? Hello. Everyone is agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I am not agree with this. Okay. Now let me create the doubt. Okay. If A1 intersection A2 intersection A3, I am not going to do n number of things. Okay. If A1 intersection A2 intersection A3 is phi, is it necessary that A1 intersection A3 will be phi?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Is it true? Ever? Venn diagram करते हैं. I hope you know Venn diagram.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here is a case. Simple ABC. This inner portion is A1 intersection A2 A intersection B intersection C. Let me say. Okay. Now, if this A intersection B intersection C is empty, can I claim, can I say that this part, or this part is also empty?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Then,
No, sir.
then how you have agreed to this point? How you all have agreed that yes, A1, the common intersection will be empty and the union is the sample space. I don't have any issue with this one. Absolutely fine. But what about this one? Are you getting the difference or not yet?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dekho, try to understand the logic here. Okay, when I say mutually exclusive, it means A intersection B is empty. Okay, if suppose three sets are mutually exclusive, A, B, C are mutually exclusive, what does it mean? It
That
means
is kind events.
they don't have anything in common, pairwise disjoint. Okay, pairwise disjoint. So exhaustive, you know that A union B union C is S. So this is the smallest set in the intersection region if we are considering n number of sets. That will not give you the guarantee that the other intersection regions will be empty. So that is not the correct definition. What is the definition for mutually exclusive? If this is replaced by, this will be replaced by AI intersection AJ will be empty for all I not equals to J. अब ठीक है? That means pairwise
Yes, sir.
disjoint. A1 is
Yes,
nothing
sir.
in common with A2 or A3 or A4 or AN. Similarly, A2 is nothing in common with A1, A3, and so on, AN. Understood? So this one is
Yes.
called mutually exclusive and exhaustive. समझ में आया? याद रहेगा या गलतियां होंगी?
Yes.
याद रहेगा सर.
Okay, so try to understand this one. Okay, स्नेह समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
so
sir.
these are the common mistakes that I want to highlight. Okay, ये common mistakes होती हैं, ठीक है?
All right, sir.
Okay, so we have discussed mutually exclusive, exhaustive, and mutually exclusive and exhaustive. चलो, equally likely events.
So like all of the outcomes having same probability to occur.
Exactly. Okay, two events are said to be equally likely if and only if one of them doesn't have the preference to occur before the occurrence of the other one. Okay, that means each event is having the same number of possibilities of occurrence. For example, if you toss a coin, fair coin, of course, okay, then chances of getting head and tail are equal. So it is a case of equally likely. If you roll a die, then chances of getting each face is 1 by 6, equally likely. Understood? Okay, so there are some properties that we will discuss in the next class, not today. Okay, and with this, let me start the discussion. In fact, okay, the discussion is something like this, that says that there are three definitions of probability. ठीक है, आप कितना यूज करते हो? सिर्फ एक. Okay, whatever this definition of probability of an event A is A mod by S mod. ये आप स्कूल में पढ़े हो, right? And the same is repeated. I mean, same definition you are using every time, no doubt. But apart from that, there are other two definitions of probability that we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, different approaches actually, those are. Okay, and we continue our discussion. Till then, read the basic fundamental things. Okay,
सर वो जैमबोर्ड का पीडीएफ है, लिंक शेयर कर दो प्लीज.
लिंक ही शेयर कर देता हूँ.
ओके सर. सर क्लासरूम में.
वैसे तो कुछ पढ़ाया नहीं, but okay. All right, so please wait a minute. Let me take the attendance.